Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm at Lipink, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about how fiat money losing its value continuously and a little bit look back into the history. What happened to fiat currencies and what happened to reserve currencies, and probably what's going to happen to the dollar as well. The second topic I would like to talk about is all about the survey which was made by Deutsche Bank, which shows that most people would rather hodl even if the crypto market crashes. That's a very interesting one. And the third news is all about the warning, how one-time password bots can steal actually all your crypto. Guys, all this in today's video. And if you would like to get this daily fresh cryptocurrency and blockchain news, just simply subscribe to this YouTube channel, Blockchain Bloom, because I'm bringing them for you. Check out the links under this video because there are many useful ones. You can save money with those links when you register to centralized exchanges and doing transactions over there. And also there's a free course how to start investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Don't forget to like this kind of video because if you like this kind of content, it will definitely support the channel. And now let's have a look at the price. And we can see that in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin actually is going down 2.4%. And because Bitcoin, the market as well. So Ethereum 2.5, Bitcoin is at right now 43,136, while Ethereum is at 3,055 US dollar. When we're looking at the top winners, well, BitTorrent is the only one which is going up 6.3. Then we have Dash 6.2. By the way, not the only one. We have here Juno going up 6.3 as well. So, well, yesterday it looked much better. However, when we're looking at the losers, we can see that Airwave going down 7.8. We have Flow going down 6% and the Sandbox down 6% as well. And when we're looking at actually, let's looking at the Bitcoin, but then the Ethereum chart a little bit. Because, yesterday I drew here this head and shoulders pattern, which if we touch this here, we can have a nice breakout. However, oops, I didn't want to draw it. Yep, rather this one. So, however, now we're going a little bit down. Well, look at this shoulder is also a little bit messy here. Well, not talking about the head here, but so it still can play out. And very interestingly, reverse head and shoulders pattern is at the Ethereum chart as well. If you're looking at that, also very similar scenario. So I guess when Ethereum makes it, it will make Bitcoin to break out, and when Bitcoin makes it, it will Ethereum make to break out. So, well, yeah, I also drew here this trend line. We still in this undecided territory also on Ethereum and also here on Bitcoin. Yeah, this is the latest I can say about this. And now let's move on to the first topic, and this is definitely about how the fiat currencies and the reserve currencies losing value, and in which way is this leading, how it's happening, how it happened in the history. Let's talk about this. Well, I would like to show you a chart which shows that how actually the reserve currencies lost their value and how much time it took. Because where we are right now with the US dollar, this is actually about there. And this is very dangerous. And we have here, an investor, the partner of Warren Buffett. His name is, Charlie Munger. And even he talked about that fiat currencies in the next 100 years will go to zero. But we do know that Charlie Munger and even Warren Buffett are not a big fan of crypto. They're not a big fan of crypto at all. So, but they do agree that fiat is going to zero. And this is a very interesting thing. So now let's think, what is our plan B? What can we do then? And this is Bitcoin, for instance, could be hedge of against inflation. We have Bitcoin for 13 years now. It's not that long time. Actually, it's a very short time in the history of an asset. But can it turn out to be the kind of safe haven? Yes, it can. So the possibility is there. And it's very important when we looking at the history of the timelines of reserve currencies. And well, here they track it all the way down back to BC. Well, that's okay. Let's not get into this stuff. But when we're looking at here for, let's see, for around 1500s, something like that, you can see that we have even here the Spanish real, the Dutch guilder, then we had the Spanish real, the French franc, British pound, and now we have the US dollar as a reserve currency. And they all lived kinda in this situation and with this status, roughly speaking, 100 years. So this one was 110, 110, 90, 100, 95, 105, and now we have the US dollar since the 1920 as a reserve currency, living now more than actually 100 years at the present, because this, we are around in 2022. Which makes us think that has the time come to the point when actually can really say it's getting to the end of it. Because Charlie Munger was saying, in the next 100 years, the fiat currency is going to zero. But what's happening now with the US dollar? Because the inflation numbers are pretty high. 7.5, that was the number for January. And the last time we had this high inflation was back in 1982, 40 years ago. And when you're looking at the purchasing power of the dollar, that's even very scary. So look at how it spent the last more than 100 years since the Federal Reserve was created. And look how much you can buy for it. Crazy. It's down actually almost 97, 98%. So the purchasing power of the US dollar. And this is definitely a dangerous thing. And this is one of the reasons why we do have to talk about cryptocurrency, do have to talk about Bitcoin, because when they come out with the digital version of the dollar, so the CBDCs, which is, now China is pushing the digital yuan, and then it will be probably digital dollar or whatever the name will be. Then it goes to the digital euro and so on and so forth. But it's still fiat, just the digital version of it. And when it's losing its power just like this, what you make money and you just save it and put it aside, put it in the bank where you get zero interest almost, then your money, it will evaporate. Therefore, it's very important to think what is a hedge of inflation, how you can save your wealth, because just in keeping in fiat, it looks like it's a very, very bad idea. It's good to have some cash on the side to jump in great investments when time is there, but to keep everything there, it's a very dangerous one. So this I wanted to talk about, and occasionally on this channel I bring up this topic because it's very important to get the full picture, to zoom out and understand in what kind of danger we are right now, because we're living our everyday life, really nothing special. It's you doing your everyday routine, and well, when you have your routine, you're not thinking too much, but you have to stop sometimes. Sit down and think what's happening in the world, what's happening around you, what's happening with your life, what's happening with your savings and everything. And things change time to time. So it's not always the same situation. Bitcoin is out there for 13 years. It wasn't here 20 years ago. It's an opportunity. What I'm saying here is not financially wise, but something you have to think about. And I never say something to go all in any kind of area. It's just consider the fact that we are in a bad situation. The economy is in a bad situation. The fiat money is in a bad situation. And what can be the solution? And just play with the idea. Just don't be, blind and see things, what's happening around you, and not just go to your everyday job, finish your job, go to home, sleep, go to job, work again. and just keep doing this routine without thinking what's really happening. Because we're talking about here a couple of years, who knows, maybe a couple of decades, I don't know. But we are in a situation which is not looking too bright at the moment. And we're just going towards this direction. I don't see how it will stop, how they can return it. I think it's just like too late. And anyway, this is how this whole financial system with the fiat system works. It inflates, and then that was it. Some new reserve currency will appear. But in this digital age, we might have now different kind of opportunities. So this is one thing I want to talk about. And then the second thing, it's all about that according to a survey made by Deutsche Bank, basically more than half of the people who are having now crypto, they rather hodl if there's a market crash than sell it. And that's an interesting thing. What has changed a lot in the last couple of years, that more and more people decide to hodl, which means hold your crypto, not sell it, doesn't matter what's happening. Because, back in 1917, when there was the, this peak, when Bitcoin reached 20,000, back then, everybody just cashed out who could cash out, or cashed out in the wrong time, but that doesn't matter. Just cashed out. But now we have this kind of other opportunities, actually stable coins. But why we see this kind of terrible numbers, seeing the inflation, they think that, well, even if I just keep Bitcoin a long term, okay, it's volatile, okay, it drops down like crazy sometimes, but also goes up. And if you're looking at the in long term, in 10 years period, it's definitely way better than to do anything else. And here is this survey. And so Deutsche Bank and the Future of Cryptocurrencies report found fewer than half of the crypto traders and investors surveyed would reduce investments or leave the market entirely, even if the prices fell 80%. So the majority is saying, okay, I'm rather staying. So the online survey of 3,250 US consumers in December, the bank found 680 were cryptocurrency users, so out of this 3,250, with 65 of those having gotten into crypto for the first time over the 12 months. So guess what? They're kind of newcomers. In no surprise, Deutsche found that most investors got into space primarily to make money, like everybody probably. However, 34% said their main motivation was curiosity or exploration, and a similar proportion gave portfolio diversification as the key reason. A quarter of the respondents said that they expected Bitcoin to be trading over 110,000 in 5 years' time, and more than 70% said that they plan to increase their crypto activity in the next 12 months. So the majority is here, according to the survey, even more keen on crypto, and even doesn't matter that the crypto is crashing, going down 80%, they would rather keep Bitcoin than sell it. And this mentality over the years changed a lot. It was nothing like that a couple of years ago. And if we're going in this direction, it's definitely the scarcity of Bitcoin, that there is 21 million will be available. Now it's like 18.9 million out. And less and less people, it is the trend, going to sell it and rather keep it. And it's going away from current, exchanges. Which means, I don't know, in 10, 15 years time, who knows, it's not that easy maybe to get some Bitcoin if people would like to keep it. And this will definitely bring up the purchasing power of Bitcoin, or actually the value of Bitcoin. Talking about it as, as it name it, digital gold right now. Okay, so I think this is a very interesting survey. And the third thing, it's all about the warning how one-time password bots can steal all your crypto. So let's talk about that as well, because important issue. As you're living here in the digital world, we have the thieves obviously here as well. And, these are the hackers. And now there is a new bot out, and let's talk about it. So one-time password called OTP bots are remarkably easy to use and relatively inexpensive to operate relative to amount that can be earned from a successful attack. So it's not too kind that they can get these tools for a cheap price. So OTP bots are especially nefarious as they are generally the final step in hacking process. So after all necessary personal information has been gathered on the victim, so it's collected, known hacker, whatever, okay, this doesn't matter. Hackers use the OTP bot to stage a seemingly official phone call, so it sounds very official, while simultaneously prompting the 2FA code from the user's crypto platform. So once a typical frustrated user divulges the code, the hacker gains immediate and total access to the victim account. And here we have a victim, Dr. Andreas Akbar was the victim of such an attack in which an official sounding phone call alongside a series of banner notifications on his phone informed him that his Coinbase account was in jeopardy. So Dr. Akbar ended up in the situation where his two-factor authentication code was divulged over the phone, and immediately afterwards he found himself locked out his own Coinbase account, which held approximately 106,000 US dollar worth of Bitcoin. So guys, Coinbase also said that they will never make these kind of phone calls. Please be aware of it, and obviously annoyed, then you giving your 2FA to make sure that okay, everything it's okay, and immediately this bot gets the access to your account and blocks you out, and while you try to do something about it, they real quick just empty your account. So this is a new way how they would like to steal your crypto. Really important that you keep your crypto safe. Again, right now, the safest way to keep it on a hardware wallet. You have, guys, links under this video as well. So if you don't own a hardware wallet yet, you have the right links to get and find one for yourself, whichever you prefer. It could be a ledger, whatever. But it's very important that right now this is the safest way. So online wallets are not that safe. We do know about that, like just keeping on MetaMask, for instance, or some other online wallets, or keeping on an exchange. This is also an attack, for example, which can affect you. So the safest right now, it's on a hardware wallet. You keep it offline. This is very important. Okay, that's it for today. Don't forget, every single weekday, I bring you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news. Hit the like button if you like this video and this kind of content. And also subscribe to this YouTube channel, Blockchain Bloom, to get the daily fresh cryptocurrency and blockchain news. Guys, see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.